And we're live. Welcome to Strikeout Beer, where we say F you, Houston. As always, I'm Alan.
I'm RD. I had to figure out what stream we were on, and yes, F Houston. I was like, Jesus, are we doing the baseball? Or what stream is this? So yeah,
it's whatever stream we want it to be. All right, we're going to talk about what we want to. We're going to say what we want. You know, we're just going to be like, you know what? Let's just grip it and rip it, let it fly, crack open the cervezas and let it go.
Yeah,
I'm knocking back some Blue Moon NA today. What do you got?
I have Shiner Oktoberfest Marzen style beer. I could feel like my throat's starting to hurt, so I figured I need to drink some whiskey, some beer. Nothing really about anything about this one. 12 fluid ounces, 5.4% or 5.7% alcohol by volume. And I bought a sixer. I've got to do an individual review. Haven't done it yet, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to knock back some beers in the fridge. Just going to enjoy, because I think, to be honest with you, these are Marzen style beers. They're Oktoberfest, but Oktoberfest beers are fest beers. You know what I mean? These are I think they're more fall beers. Little sweet, though, to be honest with you. You know, a lot of these Marzens, the caramel, whatever you want to call it, just very nice. It tastes good. Hopefully it's good for me.
It's good and good for you. Yeah. Yes. The Blue Moon NA is pretty damn tasty. It's
the Belgian white, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a solid beer. It's a good choice. And if anybody's taking part of Sober October, this is Alan's going through NAs as well this month, so he can give you some recommendations. And be honest with you, not only is that section in the store growing every single freaking year, but I mean, yeah, there's some damn good beers out there, and they do have some fest beers. They do have some Marzens. Oh, I don't know about Marzens. There's Oktoberfest beers. And who had just came out with one? Was it Nada?
Athletic came out with one. I saw it last month. I haven't been able to find it this month. So I actually wanted to pick that one up, and I've seen it at the Kroger's all day long until it was like, okay, let me go get one now, and now I can't find it.
Especially with it being October.
Like, this is bullshit.
Yeah, bunch of bees, bull S and whatnot. So, but yeah, I'm gonna knock back. I got what's the other pack? That 12 pack. Is it Sam Adams? I got the Sam Adams flannel pack as well. No, I didn't. I left the Boston Lagers in the fridge, so I got the Flannel Fest, Jacko, whatever, and what the hell's the other one? I don't know. We'll find out though.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start. Let's start at the top. The story of the stories.
Yes, I saw a Blink-182 tribute band Saturday night.
That's right. That's what everyone's here for. Blink-182 tribute bands. How did that go? That's definitely the top story. It's not the death of Pete Rose, because no one's ever heard of him, but everyone's heard of Blink-182 cover bands. Let's go.
Yeah, you don't start with the death of a legend like that, and too many people died.
I want to.
There's too many people that have died lately, and they're still falling. They're dropping like flies, man. It's like, hold on to everybody, because Jesus. Yeah, Pete Rose passed away, was it Monday night? I guess it was Monday night, right?
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, Jesus. He was 83 or 84 years old.
Just a fucking travesty. Like,
old Charlie Hustle.
And, like, I don't know if you got a chance to watch any of the docuseries on HBO.
Most of the stuff we already knew.
I watched it today.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was good. Good look into his. I forgot he played for the Phillies. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, I completely forgot about that. And it's not like he was just there, just passing through. He won a World Series there.
What's up,
right?
old school?
The Phillies win their first World Series ever.
Yeah, he trucked Bruce Bochy as a Philly. Yeah. He was a Philly, and he trucked Bruce Bochy's ass at the plate.
Yeah.
It was vicious. I was like, oh, damn. No wonder that dude's got a problem walking around and shit. He got fucking drilled. Got perfect out there. Old school, how are you, buddy? Everything good?
Old school's doing good. The Royals took care of business. They're going to be playing the Yankees. My Tigers took care of business. We're going to be taking on the Guardians, and maybe here soon we're going to have ourselves a little ALCS of the Tigers and the Royals. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about the the bracket later today. But yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, F those Astros. F them. Right.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a lot of things in that Charlie Hustle that brought back memories for me as far as like more recently type of things, like seeing him there at the mall there in Vegas, signing the autographs, and remembering when we stopped by there, we were walking by. I was like, "Holy crap! There's Pete Rose." We were out there for my birthday, and I stopped to go get his autograph, and it was funny because like we get there and we're telling the ladies like, "All right, we want to go ahead and how much for the autograph?" She's like, "Okay, well, let me explain to you what you're getting here. Okay, this is MLB's hit list." Yeah. No, lady, I know who Pete Rose is. Okay, I'm not some dumb kid who has no idea who this guy is. It's like, hey, what do we got here? I know who this guy is. Just tell me how much money. Like, and then I sit down with him, and he's got his iPad out, and he's betting the ponies. Although I thought it was interesting, he said when he recorded this documentary, he said he had stopped gambling. He didn't gamble anymore. He was completely done gambling. He said he'd been done for like 6 months.
6 months, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
6 months. I get it.
And they're like, well, if Joe Burrow takes the Bengals back to the Super Bowl, you're going to be betting on them? He goes, no, I'm not. Especially not on them.
Yeah, I didn't see him last time I was there. It's funny. We went rolling through. It's the connection between Mandalay Bay and the Luxor, right? You got shops and malls and eateries and stuff like that. You got a speakeasy out there, and it's right there on the left. I've seen him there out for years, and he's always in that sports memorabilia place. I think that place shut down.
Okay.
So that's why I hadn't seen him. And I was walking down there this time. I was looking. I was like, where the hell is that place? And I was like, where the hell's Pete? He should be here. The dude just posts up in that shop, signs autographs, hangs out, talks with people. Real nice, friendly guy. Just sit there. Yeah. He's in no rush. He's not like, just zapping one off and here, take it, beat it. You curly-headed F.
Yeah, no, I sat down. I talked to him for a minute. Got to tell him, I was like, hey, you not being in the Hall of Fame, it's a fucking travesty. I shared a few laughs with him. He's like, hey, how long are you guys in town for? I was like, just today. He's like, just today? Yep. Just long enough to get into trouble and quick enough to get out before the heat gets too hot. He goes, I like that.
I did happen to pull up. I was like, oh, let me go see, because I was talking to a buddy of mine or whatever, and I was like, you still go to PeteRose.com, and all this stuff is still there. And it hasn't been the prices haven't jumped up crazy. You can still get a ball for $100. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It'll say World Series MVP, 7-time All-Star, number 14. Now, if you want him to put, sorry, I bet on baseball, that's the most expensive one. That's a $300 ball, right? But yeah, the prices all didn't just fly up and they're price gouging you or anything like that. I love the one that says, don't get between me and the plate, home plate or whatever. That is one of my favorite ones, because it was like, you saw this guy play and it was so aggressive. I mean, even in all-star games, he was trucking dudes. And that was one thing I always kind of worried about when I was a catcher too. It's like, you hear the footsteps coming and you have to make a business decision. You're like, am I going to did I leave my helmet on, my mask on? Because if I left my mask on and chest protectors and stuff didn't do nothing back then.
No.
But shin guards, a glove and a face mask, I'll take my chances. But, you get older, you're kind of stepping out of the way. Let the glove do all the work and whatnot. But, yeah, I mean, and especially if you knew it was some crazy a-hole like that, where it's just he's hustling, he's there to break it up. I can't remember when they changed that rule, but it was within the last 10 years where it's like, hey, clear the base path. The runner has the right of way. And I think it might have been when Posey got rocked. It was
they changed it after.
Yeah, and he's now head of baseball operations, I think, for the Giants or whoever. And it's just he retired early, but boy, he got socked a couple times.
He got trucked.
Yeah, and you don't like to see it. You know what I mean? Unless you really just hate that team, and you're like, yeah, get off the tracks, baby.
He was an Astro. That's a different story, right?
Yeah. But I guess I don't like Maldonado at all. He's just one of those dudes. I'm like, yeah, you can truck him. That's fine.
That's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It's all right.
But the dude, I mean, you're talking all-time hit leader, and he was a great defensive player. He's a great hitter, and he just I was talking to somebody about it, and it was just like, yeah, no, he shouldn't be. And he crossed the line. I go, he didn't bet on his team to lose. He bet on his team to win. You know what I mean? And it's like they start talking about ethics and whatever. It's like, I got it.
In here, because I've always said, hey, we got to get him in the Hall of Fame. We have to, right? And one thing that I heard that I don't remember hearing when Manfred did this at a press conference or whatever, and he was talking about it. And the thing is, Rose gets banned from baseball the year before he's eligible to be voted into the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame changed their rules to where if you're banned from baseball, you're banned from that. And they were talking to Manfred. He goes, look, you can't have a guy who's a habitual gambler being involved with things that can affect the games. He goes, but that being said, he's like, that has nothing to do with being in the Hall of Fame. That's a museum. And this is all on the Hall of Fame for not letting him in. That's not on me in baseball. This is on the Hall of Fame for not letting him in, because the Hall of Fame is a museum. And Manfred said he should be in the Hall of Fame. He just can't be involved with baseball because of his history and what he's done. And hearing him say that and thinking about that, I was like, okay, that makes a ton of sense, right?
Have you been up there?
He's going to get in. They're going to let him in, right?
Well, it's passed. Unless the rules have been amended or he gets in as a contributor or something like that. That thing's passed.
Over 10 years, it's not voted on by the writers. It's voted on by the Veterans Committee.
Okay.
So, but it has to be, the Hall of Fame has to say, okay, he's eligible, and that Veterans Committee is going to vote him in, right? Yeah. They're going to. And even they were talking to some of these writers that have votes, and they're like, look, if you throw him on there, I'm going to vote for him. There was one guy who was like, look, I voted for Bonds and Clemens to get in every year they were eligible, because during their time, they were the best, right?
Yeah. They just had a giant ass head. Yeah, no, all his stuff, all his stats, that place is littered. Another buddy of mine was talking about it. He's like, that place is littered with his jerseys and bats and cleats and everything like that. He's all over that hall, but he's just not he doesn't have the bust. You know what I mean? Or whatever the hell they got out there. But he's not an inductee. But you're right. I mean, once they're able to where it's, voted on by the veterans and things like that, they'll put him in. But it doesn't matter. It didn't happen before. Don't put him in now. Screw it.
No, you gotta put him in. You can't tell the story of baseball without Pete Rose.
Yeah. Well, this is part of the story. Them jerking him around and not letting him in.
But that story's not told in the Hall of Fame, right? If you go to Cooperstown, you're not going to see that story there, right? It's not just the hits. He's played more games. Like, there's just so many records that he has. This is one of the best to ever play the game, and he's not in it. That's just you got to put him in, because you can't tell the story of baseball without him. That's all there is to it. Like, you got to do it. You got to get him in there. I was like, when he was sitting there recording the cameos and stuff like that, I was like, is our cameo going to be on there? Because we got a cameo that TJ got us that we still have on here.
You should see it.
It's here. I want to go ahead and fire it up real quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Oh, I love my Chuck Morgan one.
Hey there, Alan. It's your close friend Pete Rose here. I want to wish you a very happy birthday, big guy. Thank you for being a huge fan of mine. I understand. You're part of a great baseball podcast. You're an amazing father and friend, and just an all-around great guy. Keep hustling every day and keep up the great work. Have a great birthday, my friend, and give everyone at the podcast my best. TJ Burns is the one that made this possible.
Aww. That's awesome, dude.
He had the whole segment where he's talking about that, and he's got his assistant that's sitting there recording it, sitting backwards on that chair. You're like, oh, hey, girl. But she's holding, because like every time you see him lean forward, because he's got a script that he's reading. Yeah. And so you kind of see the behind the scenes. So every time you see him lean forward, he's kind of scrolling his script up a little bit to keep reading it. But yeah.
Funny.
And like it was just out of nowhere with him. Like,
He had just gotten back together, or a couple days before or whatever, with the teammates from the old Reds team, whatever. So I mean, obviously, maybe they knew it was kind of coming or something like that, because I mean, he's the only one not standing. He's in a wheelchair, I think, at that point. So
was he?
Yeah, I mean, whoever was there was, they could see it or whatnot. But yeah, it is what it is. It's R.I.P. He was a great player. I mean, just the old ones you're just getting old, man. Right?
That's what happens. You get old and you die, right?
At least he went to 84 or 83 or whatever it was.
Yeah, something around those.
Mutombo made it to like 50, 53, 54.
Mutombo, it's crazy. Like, the Mutombo passing away, and he had a brain. It was brain cancer or a tumor?
Yeah, cancer.
Brain cancer, yeah. And that's a guy that, big humanitarian, right? Did all this stuff for, charities and things like that. But Mutombo, I'll always remember him from the stories that you heard of him when he would go to a club. Do you know what story I'm talking about?
I'm sure I've heard it, but go ahead.
He'd go into a club and announce his presence, and his pickup line that he announces to the whole bar. He just stand there with his arms up in the air and go, "Who wants to sex Mutombo?" And it always worked.
God.
There was a few clips that kind of went around, kind of talking about that, after his passing. And there's one where Alonzo Mourning was on some talk show, and they're talking to him about this, that, and this. They goes, "Okay, I need you to try and confirm this rumor for me that we heard, that Mutombo's pickup line was," and Zoe was just like, just laughing. He's like, "Look, no comment, but it worked every time."
Can't lie with you. Can't these numbers. The numbers are there, right? The data's there.
We've crunched the numbers. They're good, right? But yeah, that's the thing that I always remember about Mutombo is just that. But like, also, it was
it's great Geico commercials.
The guy, no.
He's just swatting all this stuff around the office or whatever.
Going to throw something in the trash can, and he swats it out of the way. And like, I've done that back at the old house. We had a basketball goal in the driveway, and playing with the kiddos when they're young, and they go up and take a shot, and I'd throw it into the neighbor's yard and finger wag them. No.
Jesus. Yeah.
But yeah, just had him. John Amos passed away. The dad from Good Times.
Mm-hmm. He's the bad guy in Die Hard 2. I loved him in Die Hard 2. He was crazy.
Yeah, and then Coming to America, McDowell's.
Because these whatever. It's a real crazy ass movie, but he's like, these motherfuckers over there always trying to sue me, act like I'm stealing their logo. No, they got the golden arches. I got the golden, whatever the fuck he called them. I was like, oh my god, he was great. He really was.
He was so good.
They wrote him off of Good Times. You know what I mean? Because they started focusing on, because he wanted it to be like, that was the whole point of the show, was to portray African Americans and whatnot in that whole area in that time. And then he was like, this is how I want it to look, this and that. And then it just turned into JJ going, dynamite. You know what I mean? He's like, dynamite. They're like, and then he's like, what the? And they wrote his ass off that he got in a car accident. You know what I mean? They're like, no, we already got, he's going to be the focus.
I can't sell shirts with your idea, but I could sell a shit ton of dynamite shirts. Okay.
It's so bad. It's such a bad thing too. Oh my God. But yeah, no, he was great. You know what I mean? Just low key great. When you saw him, you're like, shit, he died. God damn it. I was like, we're just losing people left and right now.
Left and right. There's a Broadway actor that passed away. He was mostly known for Broadway, but he was also the voice of Oogie Boogie.
Yes.
And he passed away. I think it was literally the same time that John Amos passed away. Mm-hmm. Like, the post came out at pretty much the same time.
What the hell was his name? I forgot his name already. And of course, it's right before Halloween, Halloween seasons or spooky season, where you're going to be watching that. Now I'm going to be thinking about it the whole time. And I saw someone posted a video of him doing it like live, like at a concert type thing, with the whole orchestra behind him, and it was so freaking awesome because his voice is awesome. I think he was the alligator too in All Dogs Go to Heaven, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
Okay. Ken Page is his name.
There you go.
And I can tell you, give me 2 seconds.
But yeah,
I can just...
dude, him as Oogie was great. Like Oogie Boogie's
All Dogs
iconic.
Go to Heaven. He was in a lot of things, but yeah, those would be the big things that you would know him from. Is those two, and yeah, I remember him as that alligator in there, right? Just a.
It's like when you hear just, well, what do we have here? It's like, yeah, baby. You know what I mean? And you just start kind of singing along with it. The fun thing is, we're in, it's obviously in October now. They'll have Nightmare Before Christmas on, or like Hocus Pocus or something on every night. They do like 3 movies a night. And when that one's on, sometimes they'll have like sing-along versions. They'll put the words up for kids to sing with it and whatnot. And, and it's like, you just want to crank it. You're just like, this is good stuff. And it comes on like every single, Halloween party mix, from iHeartRadio, Spotify, or whatever. So everybody knows the song. Everybody knows who he is. And, it's Oogie Boogie.
Yeah, and it's not just the Halloween. You get him in the Christmas stuff too, right? Because that's a movie that's played during both seasons. Yeah. And people always debate, is it a Halloween movie? Is it a Christmas movie? Which one is it?
They broke the code, bro. They're like, you know what? We got you both holidays.
Right?
I'm moving on real quick. Having Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I'm drinking kind of quickly because it's helping with the throat. We got like a throat problem here. Malt brings so much great beer. That's why we developed a unique malt blend to provide a robust color, smooth and rich flavor. Like you, we look forward to this traditional every year. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah, 5.3% alcohol by volume. There you go, 16 IBUs.
There we go. Yeah, and then John Ashton passed away as well. Are you familiar with him?
Mm-mm.
How about Detective Sergeant Taggart, John Taggart?
Yes,
Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah,
I saw that pop. I go, son of a bitch.
At least he got the last one in, right? He got in the last Beverly Hills Cop before he passed. But yeah, it's just like, God, it was just one after the other after the other. You're like, you know what? You stop dying, people. Yeah. Give us at least a day, right?
It's going to be a long in memoriam this year on whatever show does that. You know what I mean? Like there's a ton. And, they're not all like superstars. I mean, when James Earl Jones died a handful of weeks ago, that was big, right? Not to say these guys aren't big. It's just like Mutombo, yes. Pete Rose, yes. The other guys are kind of B-level actors, but know them. They were part of like your freaking childhood. What's the name from Beverly Hills Cop? You knew the guy from the Jeffersons. It's just, and obviously Die Hard too. Like I said, it's like, damn it. Snozcast in here. What's up? How we doing? Midnight Run.
He was Marvin. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like these. But you're like, you kind of forgot about him, but then, every time you see him, like, hey, that's the guy from that movie. But yeah, damn. Come on, man. Just give us a break. We just need just a little bit of time off.
I can't tell you how much time I spent watching, Nick at Night back in the day, watching Good Times, right? You just said it's on for the next 5 hours, and you sit there and you watch it for 5 hours, right? It's Friday or Saturday night. You're allowed to stay up late, so you're watching Nick at Night with all those old shows, and you're just loving life, man.
That's funny how those generations, like, so Friends is on Nick at Night now, right? So it comes on every night and it stays on for, God, I don't know how many freaking hours. I wake up and it's like whatever. Anyways. But yeah, like my brother watching it was like, what the hell's the one with all the girls? It's Facts of Life. I was like, you're watching Facts of Life. When we were younger, it was, the Jeffersons and whatnot. It was like, it's hilarious how, but like for me, when MASH came on, like channel 27 or 33, it was time to go to bed. I was like, all right, it's like,
to go to bed when MASH comes on. That music,
and it pissed you off because I hate that sound.
Right?
I hate that damn intro. That and I love Lucy.
It was when I was going to TCC, and I'd go to a buddy's house for lunch pretty much every day, and we'd get there for lunch, we'd flip on the TV, and Hawaii 5-0 was always on. And we'd watch Hawaii 5-0 like every day, like just back like how we used to always watch the Maury show when we would go to lunch at work back in the day.
Thanks,
hey, great show. Hey, thanks for coming in, brother. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I
was telling somebody about that shit the other day too. I was like, you know what I wish? I wish we had a cafe here with reasonable prices, really good food. You know what I mean? Because it was just like burgers or tots, and
chicken tenders were.
Chicken tenders were awesome. I broke one of my teeth. Teeth? Yeah, broke a tooth on that bitch. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, we always like whatever was on TV. Like we'd always go about one. Like, hey, you gonna put Maury on or what? And it was. Yeah, can I get 2 cheeseburgers and some tots and put Maury on, will you? It's one. We need to see if this dude's a dude and also who's the baby daddy and all that kind of shit. It's like,
We got Stacy here. This is her 3rd trip here. And we got 3 guys we're testing today. You're like,
That's when you start putting your hands up here. Here we go. Here we go.
None of them were the father. And Maury's like, what are we doing here? Like, who could it be? She's like, I don't know, Maury. It was a crazy night. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Bro.
This was all one night.
When they get there, they're like, the first time there, they're 100% sure. And then they find out they're not, that's not the father. They're like, you know what? No, I know who it is. Okay, we'll bring him back. You know who it is? Yeah, we'll bring him back. She's there. She's like, I'm 1,000% sure. And I was like, oh shit, I know for a fact now. I was like, boy, I'm ready to bet some money. We can get some Bovada going on this section because there ain't no way this is the dude.
Oh yeah.
And then no. And then they got like 3 more dudes out there, and they're just starting I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. There's nothing better when you get their brother up there and he's like, I know I'm not the dad, Maury, and they're going back and forth and he says you're not the father, and dude, he just starts jumping up and he's dancing like he's going down the line. You're just like, oh, he's in her face and she's yelling at him. He's like, nope. I sat there and I listened to you before this test came out. Now it's my turn.
Yeah. You sat there and was like, no, you deadbeat this and deadbeat that and, blah, blah, blah. You're the dad. I'm like, yeah, no. Nope.
Nope. No, I'm not.
God. This is a simpler time. You know what I mean? It was just an easy time. Was it 15 years ago almost? Yeah. That's a good time.
Yeah. God bless.
Yeah, but some deaths. So we'll keep you posted, and you know what? Maybe we'll start sharing those on every single time they pop up. Because I'm telling you, I don't think we've gone a day without seeing something here in the last 2 weeks. Someone popping up and passing away like a famous person, or someone that was, impactful. Let's say that around during your childhood. But yeah, when Vader went down, it was like, holy moly! I don't even know what to think right now.
Yeah, because that one hit everybody, right? James Earl hit everybody. Even my kid was my youngest, she was just like, oh, yeah, Darth Vader died. I was like, I know. Yeah. It sucks.
It does suck. He had a great voice too.
Oh, so great. But he signed some stuff, some rights, and gave royalties for his voice to continue on and carry on. So they can use that in conjunction with AI to keep using his voice for certain projects and things like that. So
that's cool. I like that. Awesome. Yeah. There was somebody was talking about that whatever his name was. The guy from the Jeffersons. What's his name? I'm sorry.
You talking about the guy from Good Times, John Amos?
Good Times. Yeah, John Amos. We found out today or yesterday that he passed away, right? He actually died 10 days ago. Yeah, he died 10 days ago. So
really?
Apparently he was estranged from his daughter, but his son was still in his life or something like that. I'm pretty sure this is the same guy. And he pretty much just took over his identity. You know what I mean? Didn't let him do anything, everything, And so that he kept him from everybody else, and because he was trying to, get his inheritance or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, jeez.
Holy shit. I'm like, what? And his daughter didn't find out. You know what I mean? Until 10 days later. And
that's crazy.
When we all found out, that's when she found out. Holy crap. So, yeah. People are weird, dude. People are just freaking weird.
Man. Mm-hmm. So, when I'm dead, throw me in the trash. Oh, Lee. Oh, buddy.
Why do you want to be thrown in the trash? You can't dispose of bodies in the trash.
I don't think that's legal.
Yeah.
I don't think we can do that.
Why would you want to be chunked in the trash?
I won't do that.
Uh-oh.
Plus, you live in South Carolina or West Virginia or something like that.
Yeah, y'all all right? I know he's closer to the coast. Y'all okay over there? That thing went right up through. My uncle got drilled, and they don't have internet and water and some other stuff like that. Austin said that they got flooded, trees down everywhere and shit like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it went up there and it crushed Asheville. So it's a little bit further in, which is unheard of anything like that.
Right.
They were talking about how it was 100-mile-an-hour winds for like hours, for like 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, what? It's like, dude, when it hit here, remember the storm that came through here and it would like reach like 80, 90 miles an hour? It was for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and I was freaking out. I thought the house was going to fly away. I'm going to, like, all of a sudden I'm going to land in Oz or something like that, and I got to fight off a bunch of little people, you know what I mean? And like a mean broad. North Carolina, I'm good here in the Triangle. Western NC is screwed. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Chimney Rock.
45 inches of rain. Yeah. That's at that point in time, you stop talking inches and you just talk feet, right? That's like saying, hey, my kid's 43 months old. Like, no, your kid's not 43 months old. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy. And it's, you know, what's wild is you remember remember when Katrina came through, it was on the news. Everybody was like barking at the president about this kind of stuff. You know, all this kind of shit was going on. You hadn't heard shit about this. You know what I mean? And there's like, they have no power. They can't get out. Some people are like, because they're, you know, this is a rural area. Some of it is. Asheville's not all rural, but you know, you have people up in, you know, we call them Appalachian Americans. Right, they're up there. They can't get down. It's 2-lane roads. You can't pass. The bridges and shit aren't made for that kind of stuff. You know, you get an influx of that much water running through there. You're screwed. It's like they're like, we're not prepared. We don't have cell phones. You can't check in with no internet. All this kind of shit. It's like, what the hell's going on, dude? Like, that's terrifying. That's the most. I think that's when, you know, when you don't have power for an extended period of time. You know, and your water gets disrupted and shit like that. Like, you know, for us, we're like, yeah, it's coming back on. You know what I mean? We live in a city. If it's a day or so, it's a day or so. You know, whatever. It sucks. You know, if we, you know, had gas.
Like we had that winter where we lost power for like a week.
Oh, right? Yeah, we're all calling each other like, hey, is everybody all right? Because, I mean, shit, we got to go huddle up in somebody's house, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I have a generator now, but I don't have a big one to run my entire house. I think Generac makes one where it can sit outside your house, which I'm thinking about getting because I've got a spot for it now. You know, I've got a pad sitting right there. You know, mine, it runs, you know, a heater or an AC unit, fridge. You know, hell, we had old grandpa in the other room, and, you know, he's just sitting there staring at the wall. It's like, I got an extra outlet here. I hooked up his TV for him. I go here watching TV. I was like, you know, and it's loud as shit, and it's annoying, but you know, I think if it's
better than the alternative.
Yeah, I mean, I had neighbors complaining about it too. They were like, you know, they weren't complaining about mine, but they're complaining about other people's. They're like, you know, they're just running it all night long. I'm like, dude, some of these people need power throughout the night. They're not sitting there watching The Bachelor. You know what I mean? Like, some of these people need it for like medical equipment and to keep your food. You know, because I mean, it's now if your fridge goes down, that's $200 or $300 worth of food. You know what I mean? Shit.
On the light side.
Yeah.
On the light side.
And so, you know, luckily we do have gas here. So, like, you know, we were able to use, like, if we had to cook shit, just go out back and cook. You know what I mean? I got a gas grill and things like that. You know, and, you know, I have heaters for, you know, that are, they're part of the Ryobi group, right? So it's like, you know, if I had to blast heat in this house, I'll do it now. I'll melt the walls. You know what I mean? And talking to Melvin, you know, old buddy of mine, you know, when that shit was going down, he goes, we got everybody in the living room. We put up moving blankets on the walls all the way around us. He goes, I had that fire going nonstop. We were in fucking shorts and T-shirts. And he was like, not up in here. Because he's like, I got babies here. I got, you know, grandchildren. I got, you know, my wife and my daughter-in-laws, my daughters, all that kind of shit. I was like, yeah. I mean, you really don't realize how crazy shit gets. And then, you know, you start talking about food, you know, you go to the store and it's empty shelves and stuff. Boy, hysteria freaks out. Remember everybody when that shit with the gas happened where people were lining up for, you know, hours and hours. You had these morons filling up trash cans full of gas. It's like,
right?
Yep.
You're just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Well, I mean, we've got that strike that's going on in the port right now. And that's going to be threatening some supplies and things like that. Like you've already seen in some areas, people are stockpiling. And, you know, someone, Ann that we work with, she was like, hey, just heads up. The Walmart and the Sam's Club over here, they're out of bottled water and they're out of toilet paper. People are stocking up over here. And it's just like, geez.
You remember toilet paper when that thing happened during the COVID?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to start going out. You know what? If they want to do shit like that, like we can go raw. We can go crazy. And I'll just start slapping people and taking shit in parking lots. Come on. Hey, go in there and get 45 rolls, you know, 45, you know, 40 packs of toilet paper. Because when you come outside, gonna beat shit out of you and take it.
Well, it's just like, and they're buying like 10 40 packs. Like, how much do you go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll just go to the office.
Really?
Is the office open? It's like,
but let's just say, okay, worst case scenario, you run out. Okay. Take a dump. What do? You just hop over to the shower. You know?
yeah. Eat less. How about that? Burn it off.
Eh.
You know, people are already panic buying toilet. Yeah, dude. Oh, that's what you just read. Yeah, dude, I feel you.
Or you know what? Just poop better. You know, if your poop's more solid and more consistent, you're not gonna have shit all over your ass. We've all taken those dumps before, right? You take a big old dump, but it's all like nice big logs, and you go to wipe, and there's like nothing on the toilet paper. You're like, huh, that's weird, right? But it's because your consistency. You know, don't have diarrhea every time, and you'll be fine.
Well, you know, when people are panicking, they're a little, you know, it's got shit's out of control. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just, you know, for me, I'm just like, dude, this sucks. And those times, I've said it before, and it's like the true colors come out. Everyone's true colors do come out, and it's like, you know, when we finally got power back on during that time period, it's like, I got power. You want to come warm up? You want to charge your phones? I got coffee on the pot. I got coffee in the pot. You know, we can warm up some food or whatever you want to do. It's like, you know, whatever. And it was like, and that's pipes have already burst outside. I got, you know, S going on here, but I was like, no, come on over. Like, dude, if people couldn't even charge their cell phones unless they were getting in cars. They wouldn't warm up unless they were getting in cars. You know, every time stuff happens, you know, people end up dying because they'll light, you know, barbecues and charcoal inside their house.
Right. You're just like, come on, be smarter than that.
Well, they don't know. They're freaking out, and they're not, you know, they're not made, you know, they're not ready for that kind of action. And like, it's like, dude, you have to have some type of just basic survival skill, but a lot of people don't, you know what I mean? It's like, and you freak out, and if you got like a whole house full of people freaking out, that's not great. So
no. Yeah.
It's like I'd rather be back up in the hills. That's where I'd rather be, you know, when it comes to shit like that, because you don't worry about that kind of stuff. So
no, because you're more prepared.
Well, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I hope, you know, there's a bunch of people that died. Just, you know, hopefully
over 100.
Yeah,
it's one of our more deadly hurricanes that we had in a while.
Yeah. It's one of those century storms. It hadn't hit over there in about 100 years, like as bad as it was. So it happens, man. You know, hurricanes roll through there. I remember back in the late 80s, early 90s, Hurricane Hugo rolled through the Carolinas, and my dad came and he drove through Hurricane Hugo to come get us and scooped us up. Was like, come on, and took us back to North Carolina. And I worked all weekend. Like, I was like, it's supposed to be like a weekend to chill. And we were chopping down trees, cleaning up debris, fixing shit around the house. I'm like, this sucks. It's like, but you know, it's a dose of reality, really. You know what I mean? You got kids, and that's what kids used to do, man. They were part of the work crew. You know, nowadays kids can't do shit. So, I mean, I'm out there working a damn chainsaw at 10, like, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, Jesus Christ, I just hope everybody's all right and get everything back up and running and whatnot. But yeah, the port thing, dude, like you were talking about, it's, you know, gas price. They already talked about, like, because of the war in the Middle East again. It's like gas prices jumped like 50 cents a gallon in like a day. It's like, it doesn't matter. I mean, you got to pay it anyways. Like, even if it goes up to $4, you're still paying if you're driving that much. And, you know, I have to go to the office a couple of days a week. So, yeah, no, I got to fill up the truck. And, you know, it's still not as high as it was. You know what I mean? I remember back when Obama was in office? Remember when that shit happened? Like, it was like $5 a gallon. Everybody's like, I gotta sell my shit, man. I gotta get me a smart car. I gotta sell my F-350. Get me a smart car. I'm like, fuck, you gonna haul around in that? It's like,
well, wasn't it TJ that he was like, oh man, no, I'm good. I bought a diesel, and then right after he bought a diesel prices shot up.
Yeah, dude, they'll get you. They'll get you. Trust me, this is government. They're
coming for you. Yeah. They're gonna get you one way or another.
Well, yeah, dude, it's bonkers. I hate seeing it too, and it's just like shit's going on there. That's what are they holding out for? Like a crazy increase. Like, it's, if you go and look at it and read it, it's like it's like, yeah, I need 50% raise and shit like this. I want you to double my pension and all that kind of shit. I'm like, I mean, a lot of places don't have pensions. You know what I mean? Like, you save money.
The majority of places don't anymore. It's not like it was back in the day.
Yeah.
Right?
It's old.
You worked a job for 20 years, you retired, and you had a pension, and you were good.
Yeah.
If your teachers have pensions.
We had a
police
pension.
Officers.
We had a pension at HSBC, which was crazy as shit. When they told me, I go, "What? What's that for?" And they were like, "It's just whatever." I go, "What the hell is that money coming from?" And it was a pension. I was like, "All right, give me that. I'll take that. Thanks." You know, I was 20-something. I didn't know. I was like, I'll take some money.
I like money.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's like, dude, you know, it's that whole group. I don't know if it's like boomers or whatever, but they essentially, we'll say it. Yeah, it's pretty much the boomers. They didn't save a nickel. You know, they thought Social Security was their retirement. It's like, who told you that? You know what I mean? Who told you that you're going to be able to live off $1,200 a month, if that?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Or back then you could, though. Like when they started working, you could live for that much, right?
Well, now, fucking back in the 20s, not the 50s and 60s.
Like,
you know, but it's like, you know, you get a check for, you know, obviously it's as much as you pay in, and you can always check that. You can go and look at it. I've been paying tax since I was 13 years old. Like, that's how far my shit goes back. Because I was, you know, child labor laws got involved and fired my ass. You know,
I was 14 when I started working. I got a job at Food Line, sacking groceries at 14.
It's like,
you know,
I
could work, but I couldn't work like after like 9 o'clock at night, and I can only work, you know, X number of hours a day and all that.
That's that hardship shit. Yeah.
No, it wasn't a hardship. It was just the way it was.
Like, yeah, well, they called it that, and then like you can get a license at like 14 or 15 too. But it was like it was called hardship license and shit like that. But yeah, you could work at like a young age. But yeah, I remember washing trucks, you know, during the summertime, and then all of a sudden my dad got a call from the damn child labor law. I go, "You got an employee paying taxes, and he's 13?"
Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's South Carolina, dude. What do you want him to do? Sit around his ass, watch Ricky Lake all summer?
Ricky Lake.
Hey, that's what I did the summer before. I was just on the phone the whole time, you know, talking to, you know, girls and shit like that, your friends. Go play. Yeah, hey, you coming over to play video games? We didn't do LAN parties. It's like, hey, you want to play video games? Come on over. And, but yeah, dude, it's like, fuck, I mean, yeah. I look at what I'm going to get from SSI, but I was like, that ain't enough for me to live. Like, not even close. So I was like, I need my 401k, and I need it to be right when I'm ready to go. So,
like the 401k will show, like, hey, here's what you're estimated to get, you know, at your age of retirement right now with what you're putting in, plus your SSI. So here's what I'm like, that ain't gonna. That's we gotta set this up. These are rookie numbers. I gotta pump these up.
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, yeah, you gotta pump that shit up, man.
Yeah. It's like, buddy, I'll be working until I'm 92.
You know, I was going to retire when I was 50. You know, Lizzie and I were having that conversation because she's got some years on me, and she's not going to retire when she's supposed to retire. Anyways, you know, she just loves to work. Right. But I'm like, yeah, no, I think I'm going to retire at 50. I was like, everything will be paid off. We'll be fine. But I was like, well, what am I going to do? Because if you're not working, you're spending money.
Right.
And I'm like, well, what do I plan on doing? It's like playing golf, like one of the most expensive things you can do. So I'm like, shit, I'm going to have to keep working now.
I got to work a few more years if I want to get those rounds in.
Well, I was like, you know, I started thinking about it. It's like, you know what? I get this many days off. I can still play golf at least once a week, maybe, or every other week, you know. And I did. I thought about it. I crunched the numbers. I was like, screw it. Like, because I'm not going to play like 4 times a week. Like, I'd get bored with it after that. Like, I don't even want to do that. Who can get drunk 4 days a week in like their 60s? I don't know if I got that in me.
A lot of people, of old people do.
You seen that couple that was like, you know, my dad retired last week, and he's like, I rolled to his house at 9 a.m. He's fucking stumbling down the driveway. He's got like 3 fucking Bloody Marys. He pretty much runs into the car, and I'll have to find the video because it's really fucking great. It's like, my dad retired last week, and this is me pulling up to the house. Hey, how you doing? He's like, hey, what's up? Fucking flip flops and shit shooting off of him. Like, you know.
Well, he said, I'm going to go full river monsters and catch every giant fish in the world until one eats me. There you go.
He's like Ron Swanson. You know what I mean? Like the when they pull out the wills He goes, you need a legal document. He goes, you need that many pages to tell someone who's going to keep your shit? He goes, here, I've got this. And he goes, it's one line. He goes, like, all my stuff is to be transferred to the thing or person who kills me. Whatever. And he's like, what's all these symbols mean? He goes, the person who kills me will know.
Will know.
And the only reason why he went to go get a fucking will was because he was like, well, if you don't have a will and it's notarized, the government will get most of your shit. He goes, where's the lawyer? He hates the government more than anything. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, hell yeah. So I'm with you, man. I think fishing's going to take up a lot of my time as well, which is a cheaper thing, but I'll have to get a boat. You got to be on the water, I think. I think you just got to be – it's different, being on there, and especially when, like, the lake is glass. Oof. And you want to be down on the coast, too. If you can get to Destin, hang out that what's that place that the tide goes out, so all the boats become beached. So they're just lined up waiting for the tide to roll out. They're anchored out. But then you're just walking around knee-high water with a bunch of Nerf sharks, essentially. But, the thong bikinis they offset that danger. So then you're like, and you've had a couple drinks, so you're like, yeah, I'm okay with this. Just take the pinky toe.
It's all good. You got the Cisco playing in your head.
Yeah, thong songs just going ape shit over and over,
Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh, man.
I'm telling you.
So you went to a hockey game, huh?
Yeah. Well, you know me. I always go preseason, right? Because it's cheaper. Yeah. I went to the Stars game. They were playing, I think, the Avalanche. What do we got here? Go ahead.
A lot of free boats in Florida right now. People's boats that floated away were claimed by insurance, but they're still working and beached. There you go.
If you've seen that story and if you've seen the video, I think it was at Treasure Island, Florida. So it's a big marina over there. It's a real beautiful, big neighborhood, right? Big houses, big boats, awesome shit. So essentially, that whole marina flooded or went higher, whatever, and they came on the land. And so all these boats are like perfectly fucking placed. I mean, they're like bing, 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 all the way down the neighborhood. And they're all like $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 boats. And of course, you got some mini yachts and shit like that in there too, that well into the $100K, $200K, and things like that. But yeah, they're fucking boats. They're just laying around their side, right in your front yard. Like my front yard would have like 4 boats, just fucking sitting there. It's bonkers. And of course, they don't know. They're like, I don't know where my boat is. They're not gonna go fucking driving around looking for it. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
Right?
Insurance is cheap as shit on boat. Well, I don't know about being on the coast, but like, if you're in Texas and you're just on a lake or something like that, it's like $200 a year. So it's not expensive. So if like I could have just pulled a drain plug on mine and be like, I don't know what happened to it. I had it out here and we just sank. All I could get was my cooler of beer.
I have a friend in Treasure Island that lost 2 dual kayaks on his trailer, and they found them in the neighborhood perfectly fine.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, the shit floats away, but it's fine. They didn't run into anything. It didn't run into any trees, houses, or nothing. They're just fucking perfectly lined up in the street. Like, it's bonkers. Like, in the yard. So the holes are fine. They're laying on grass. They're laying on saturated soil. So if you can get it up off of that, trailer it, take it back, it's, what I mean? Because these things were in a marina. They had the plug in them, everything like that. So it's just getting them back to the marina and be like, here's your goddamn boat.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, that happened. You know how you were talking about that big storm that blew through here not that long ago, right? That blew through 30 minutes. The winds were bad. The rain was bad. And it was on trash day here. And like I went down to the curb and my trash can was gone. I found it 4 blocks down the road. Like someone had it like up and I looked at it, my trash can is just the filth and the dirt on it. It's a 16-year-old trash can, right? So I know what it looks like. And so I went and I knocked on the door. I was like, hey, that trash can right there. He was like, yeah, no, it was in our yard after that big storm. I was like, it's actually mine. He's like, cool, go ahead and take it. All right.
Yeah, walk it on back there, bud.
Yeah, I walked it on back. That was a $60 trash can.
You had to pay for yours?
Yeah, we don't have ones provided. We have a recycling bin, but we don't have trash cans.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm moving on to Flannel Fest real quick. That's the Dunkel, the Munich-style Dunkel. I'm not going to read the back. But, yeah, so I decided to go to Stars game. I like to go in the preseason because you get there. Even it's, like, not as crowded. but you're still having fun. You have starters there, like Jamie Benn started, Sagan played, and whatnot. You don't get any discount on the brews, but I took Lizzie, I took Ty and his girlfriend, and we met down there and rode the train in, which is cool because you don't have to pay for parking, right? You pay for like $2. Now they have the afternoon pass, which is like $2, and so it was $2 to ride it on in. I had a blast. It was a good time. Of course, you got nachos, a dog, this and that, and cool vibes. Got me a nice little new hat, spontaneous purchase, which I don't ever buy hats much anymore. But it's a white one, but it's in there. Love it. It's got the rope around the front, the old style that they brought back to the 70s.
Yeah.
So big fan. I had to tell everybody again. I go, hey, listen, but that's the reason I like to go preseason because you can sit really close. So we're on the side where the stars shoot twice, first period and third period. And I go, hey, you see the netting that goes around? They're like, yeah. I was like, watch out. The puck, you keep an eye on the game if you're sitting here because there's no netting over here. And they're like, really? I go, yeah. And then so one shot off the freaking wall and landed, nearby. I was like, see? And I go, if that thing hits you, it's going to hurt. I was like, don't try to catch it either. It's like,
well, I mean, back in the day, people would pay attention, and it wasn't that big of a deal, right? Because I remember I used to go to when I was a young lad up in Michigan. We'd go out to the old Joe Louis Arena and we watched the Detroit Junior Red Wings. We got tickets for free all the time, like through the school and stuff like that. And probably about 30 times a game you would hear because that was sponsored. Anytime a puck went out of that puck is compliments of Arby's. And it was just, but yeah, I caught several pucks myself when I was younger that were shot up out of there because there was no net that went around anywhere. Pucks but guys also do shoot the puck a lot harder now than they did back then, right?
Yeah. And there weren't any distractions really. The only distraction you had back then was like getting food or eating food and stuff like that, or just talking in general.
Everybody wasn't on their phones back then still.
Exactly.
Right?
You don't have people turned around to the game like, oh, let's take a selfie or can you take a picture of us? Now, people brought cameras, right? They bring cameras to the arena, take pictures and stuff like that, but it wasn't nothing like it is now, right? Like you got a couple over here. One's just doom scrolling on Instagram and the other one's like, posting shit. But that was a good time. I had fun, no issues at all, really. I did notice an abundant amount of kids wearing pajamas. I think that was my one note was.
You had kids wearing pajamas on here.
Yeah, I was like, listen, back in like 1995, 96, 97 when I was in high school, the cool thing to do if you woke up a little bit late was you got the Old Navy plaid pajamas. You slapped those bad boys on, but you threw a T-shirt on or whatever. And I noticed it was like, why are all these kids wearing like PJs? And I'm talking kids. I give like kids under 4 a pass, right? It's a little cold. They're going to wear something comfy. They got their little Scooby-Doo slippers on. They're, got maybe a little hoodie or something like that. But these were like grown, like, I don't know, 15-year-old kids walking around with like PJs on and shit. And, PJs now are just a little bit more revealing, I think, than they were back then. And so I was like, It's like, well, you know what? Alan's got kids. Do you ever allow your kids to wear PJs in public other than, Walmart? Because you'll see them a lot at Walmart. So,
not really. So, like, they'll have once a year at school, they'll have PJ Day.
Yeah. That gets a pass.
That's usually like right there at Christmas because they wear pajamas and they watch Polar Express.
Okay.
Right.
Overrated movie.
Or like they'll do like during like Red Ribbon Week, they'll have a PJ Day.
Okay.
But for the most part, no. Like if it's something like if your kid's sick, right? We're going to the doctor. Yeah, you can wear pajamas when you go to the doctor, right? Stay in your pajamas. The one kid she likes to wear nightgowns, big old nightgowns. That go all the way down past the knees and things like that. The old grandma nightgown. She loves wearing those things. So it's just like, hey, yeah, throw on a pair of shorts or, from time to time, like during the summer, Liz is going and working over at her mom's. We work from home, but she goes and works from her mom's to help, keep an eye on her mom and stuff. And the kid will go over there with her, but, she'll wake her up and then she goes over there to go back to sleep. Right. But it's not going anywhere. It's not like if we're going to the store. No, you put clothes on.
Going to Target, going to a Stars game, Mavs game.
No, we put clothes on.
Yeah.
Get freaking dressed.
So low rent. Hey, Lee, are you still in here? Because we're going to make picks here in about, 5 or 10 minutes. If you want to call in, you don't have to join us virtually. You can just call in to the number, and we'll make NFL picks this week. We will have a wild card game because the Lions are on a bye week. So, but we'll pick the Panther game.
There we go.
Yeah. So, anyways, dude, I just saw that. I was like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? I was like, it's kind of weird. I've had kind of a busy week, anyways, and I thought that was strange. But I had a great time at the game. Can't wait to watch more this year, and it's free. You got the Stars app, Victory app, or whatever.
Yeah.
You can download it on your TV as well, so you don't have to watch it on your phone or beam it to your TV or anything like that. I've already got it all downloaded. I'm ready to roll. It starts next Thursday. Okay. We'll talk more Stars next week. But yeah, back so Saturday night I was out there. It kind of leads to the other thing I was talking about, these goddamn kids. So I was hanging out at BJ's. Was it BJ's? No, 54th Street. Before we rolled out to Electric Starship. I texted you. I told you, I was like, hey, Electric Starship, man, if you want to go. And there's Blink-182 bands out there. So I'm sitting there watching the Alabama game. Alabama's throttling Georgia, Kind of a thin crowd in there, just people chilling, enjoying themselves. We go out there for a quick bite. We just put up all the skeletons and shit in the what's it called? I'm exhausted. And let's go have a beer. Let's get some dinner. We're sitting there for about 30 minutes. We're really enjoying ourselves. Just fun, easy, light going shit. And then all of a sudden there's probably 10 goddamn kids and their parents show up. Soccer's over or baseball's over. Something's over. They're in jerseys or some shit.
Okay.
There's two sections of this place, a bar area, and then
the restaurant.
They're the restaurant. So they sit next to us, and we're I start looking over, what the fuck is going on? They're just, they're not too loud and disruptive, but they start pulling out their iPhones and their cell phones, their iPads, all this kind of shit, and they're showing each other videos and stuff like that. I'm looking at them what the fuck are these parents doing? Man, I'd smack the shit out of my kid. One, I wouldn't sit over here anyways, but I just don't. I was like, what the fuck is going on? When's the last time? Listen, I'm not going to ever concede that kids belong in breweries because it's a bar. That's what it is. It's a freaking bar. I don't believe your damn kid should be there. I mean, if it's noon and you're I need a drink, okay, get in, get out. We were over at Three Nations for Oktoberfest last week, 2 weekends ago. They come in with a kid strapped to the front of one, in a stroller with another. I'm like, what are y'all doing? It's so fucking loud in here. I go, it's so fucking loud. My ears are ringing. I mean, the ticket was out there. You know what I mean? They were Matt, right. I think Matty Beers.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's so fucking loud, dude. Why are you bringing your kids here? And so you got kids, dogs, shit everywhere. I'm like, it's not that I'm against it. I don't even know if I've ever taken. I don't think I've ever taken Isaiah or Bella to a brewery. I've taken Tyler to one when he was underage. I think Austin came with us. And that was it. But they were teenagers, 18, 19 years old. They were driving me home.
Right.
But
so, I've taken Kinsey's come with me. We'll go to fall. We go to False Idol. I'd meet you.
Yeah, she would go to Brutal and stuff like that.
And Brutal, we go. But she loved the pizza at Brutal. If me and her were out, and hey, what do you want for dinner? She's like, can we go to Brutal and get pizza? Yeah, so we're going there and getting pizza. But it's not on a Friday night when it's a bunch of people are there drinking to get drunk and things like that. I'm not going to take my kid to a brewery during that time.
It's not Saturday night at 9:00.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah.
Whenever I'd meet you, when she would come with me, when I'd meet you and Francis out at the brewery, we'd go for a couple hours, at 1:00 in the afternoon. Right. Yeah. They're in the middle of the day. That's about it. I'm not taking especially to a brewery at night. Right. I've taken her to a couple for trunk or treats.
Yeah.
We've gone to a couple and we'll go through and we'll do the trunk or treat.
That's made
and
for
then we'll
kids.
Go down inside afterwards. But it's an event for kids and an adult. It's right. They're doing it so they can bring the adults there so that they can get their business, but it's also for the kids. People aren't there, again, not drinking just to get effed up,
yeah.
right?
And I get that. I get those nights. I'm okay with those nights.
Yeah, but like just like a Saturday night, no. Now there was a couple times on like a Friday or Saturday night where we would go to Brutal, but it would be on a slower night, right? Like I'd be like, okay, we'll get a pizza to go, but then like I pull up and there's only like 2 or 3 people in there. Okay, let's go inside, right? We're cool, but I'm not going in there on like karaoke night, right? When they would be packed, where they're doing the music karaoke and the place is packed out. I'm not taking my kid to a brewery when it's packed out at night when people are there just to get effed up. Like I'm not taking her to when Brutal would have their anniversary parties. I wasn't taking her to that.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I just don't. Yeah, I don't get it, man. And like I was sitting there just like looking around, I was like, all right, well. And Lizzie was like trying to keep me on track. She goes, all right, what do y'all want to do? I was like, well, I invited the kids to come with us. I was like, hey, you know, if you guys like arcades, I think we're gonna hit one up. And then I looked it up. I was like, we're sitting there talking, and I go to Electric Starship's website, and there's a Blink-182 tribute band playing. I go, yeah, let's go. I go, that's it. We're out of here. And so we drove out there. That was in that area. It's to the left where all their concerts are and all that kind of shit. I mean, it's full-on band, drummer, bass player, electric guitar. You're in that small area. My fucking ears were ringing from like the moment I stepped in there. I mean, it was like fucking loud as shit, just going crazy. And I was like, dude, but I had a lot of fun. Like they played the hits. They played some old shit too. And right. I had a smile on my face the whole time. And we played some pinball. Lizzie tried to beat the Batman driving game. She's sitting there going, "You piece of shit!" She's like, "Fuck you, Joker." She's like, we played Rock Band or Guitar Hero and shit like that. And we just, I love that place. It's kind of small.
It's cool,
but it's very cool.
Yeah, Lisa. That's why we always had babies and beers in the middle of the day on a Saturday or Sunday, and they gave the brewery 2 weeks notice.
I don't mind the. If it's like noon or something like that, I'm like, you know what, let's go have a beer. I don't mind it then so much. But if you're rolling out during Oktoberfest, it's packed as shit. It's hot, this and that. It's too loud.
The people that have their kid's birthday at the brewery?
That was ridiculous. I couldn't believe the brewery even fucking allowed that shit.
Well, people will do it. Wild Acre will be one that people will do that at. And it's because they got the playground. And they're like, oh, my kid loves the playground over here. We get to drink and don't take your kid to freaking Chuck E. Cheese. Okay,
it's kind of a bad look. Let's just say that. Let's just say it's a bad look.
I agree.
It really is. I mean, you're not taking your kid to Hooters, for a birthday party.
I mean, some people do.
Yeah, some people do, man. So, all right, you know what? Let's go ahead and we're an hour into this, baby. Let's do NFL picks, and then we got to run through MLB news or MLB. You want to do MLB real quick?
Let's do MLB.
Okay.
Because the Astros suck.
Fuck those Astros. All right, so here's the postseason picture, and then I'll move on because there has been some wins and people have moved on. So you had the number 6 Detroit Tigers taking on number 3 Houston Astros, number 5 Kansas City taking on the number 4 Baltimore Orioles, number 6 New York Mets. They got in. I love their doubleheader on I think it was Monday. It was a lot of fun. So New York Mets, number 6, taking on the Brewers, number 3. Atlanta Braves, number 5, taking on the San Diego Padres, number 4. The Cleveland, what do they call them nowadays? Guardians?
Yep.
Guardians had a 2 seed. Yankees had a 1 seed. Phillies had a 2 seed. LA had Dodgers had a 1 seed. Now, we didn't do our baseball show. We should have already done it. We didn't. I'm at home tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a little quick whatever. But anyways, Detroit 2-0 over the Astros. F those Astros. They move on to take on the Cleveland Guardians. Kansas City Royals beating those Orioles. I had high hopes for the Orioles. If you go back and listen to me talking about them, I was like, I had massive hopes for them because I wanted to see the Orioles and the Yankees in the ALDS or the ALCS. Well, they're not going to find each other. Now the Royals make their way up against the Yanks. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, I think the Yanks are going to plow. But right now, the Mets are – now, I didn't refresh this, but they're 1-0 up right now on the
The Mets lost today. The Brewers won 5-3 today, so that series is tied at 1 apiece.
So they're at 1 apiece. And then you got the Braves and the San Diego Padres. San Diego's up 1-0. Have they finished that game yet?
No, they're in the bottom of the 6th right now, and the Padres are up 5-2.
Oh, yeah.
So it's looking like the Padres are going to go ahead and take that series, which kind of expected. Like I was actually kind of shocked that the Braves still made the playoffs with all the injuries that they had. Losing Strider, losing Acuna, and they've battled a ton of injuries this year. To kind of stay in. It was a little surprising for them to get into the playoffs, and just the Padres have been playing great ball as of late. But they're one of the better teams the second half of the season. But hey, you do what you can do, right?
Yeah. The Braves and the Mets they kept the Diamondbacks out of getting into it again this year. So that was one of the biggest hiccups, which I would have liked to see them get back. Rangers didn't make it. Diamondbacks didn't make it. First time since like 1960 or whatever it is that two of the World Series contenders didn't even make the playoffs. But, looking at this schedule, I do like this matchup between Detroit and Cleveland. I think it's going to be fun. I do like the matchup with Cleveland and New York. I think just, Kansas City, I don't know why I say Cleveland again. Kansas City and New York playing, I think they're going to be a little outclassed, right? I think Yankees just roll right through it. I don't see the Braves winning this series against the Padres.
No, I mean, they're going to lose tonight. I mean, they're down 5.
I'd like to see L.A. and San Diego go at it because I think it'd be a fun little series. But, out of the other wild card between the Mets and the Brewers against the Phillies, I don't know. I don't really care because I think the Phillies are going to roll through, right? So I expect the Phillies and the Dodgers to be in the NLCS. I expect the Yankees. I don't know who's going to come out of the Detroit and Cleveland game. So or the match, but I expect good things. I think it's going to be fun.
Nobody's played better baseball than the Tigers the last part of the season. In August, they were 10 games out of the wild card, and they had a 0.2% chance of making the playoffs. And then just went on an insane tear. I think they were like 31-12 the last part of the season. They're playing great baseball. They're playing. They're taking extra bases. They're grinding it out. They've kind of got the same mentality that the Lions do. It's that grit. That's what they're talking about up there in Detroit. That Detroit grit, just fighting, clawing, taking everything and anything you can. Trick Skubal has just been. The kid's insane, right? Gets the two Triple Crown winners this year for pitching. One in the AL, one in the NL with Skubal and Chris Sale over there in the NL getting it. He's pitching lights out. That Detroit bullpen is freaking insane. They fought hard today. They got the top 2 closers, in baseball that they're going up against with the Astros, right? And they load up the bases and pinch hit for Ibanez, who hadn't been doing much lately, and he just rips that triple down the line. And I'm in here working, just pounding the table, yelling, screaming, hooting, and hollering, freaking loving it, every single second of it. And I feel good. Feel good, man.
Nice. I mean,
team.
I did mention it when I was doing the the SB Baseball podcast. I was like, they're the only team right now that have a winning record in the last 10. They were 8-2, I think it was, when I did the last recording. And then I mentioned that, Houston was the only team that they don't favor well against teams that are above 500. Well, guess what? It's the playoffs. They're all above 500. You're in a Go ahead.
The thing is, they made it to the last 7 ALCSs.
Mm-hmm.
7 straight ALCSs and get knocked out in the first round.
Love it. I'm here for it. So I've given you my predictions for the. I'm gonna say Yankees. I don't know about the other one, right? I don't know Detroit or Cleveland, but I'm gonna say Philly and who cares? Philly and LA in the NLCS. Yankees and flip a coin for the other one. What's your thoughts?
Give me the Yankees and the Tigers, and then Phillies and the Dodgers. Let me get the Dodgers coming out over there, and I'm taking the Tigers coming out over here, and Tigers to win it all because it's our freaking year.
Padres all the way, according to Lee.
Please take the Padres, and you should see me and Rapid Dave's text messages for the last 2 days. That's pretty much it, back and forth.
Yep. I mean, I'll tell you what. Out of this year, I always look towards the American League because I just think there's more talent. I think it's more whatever, but But this year, I think give me the NLCS with LA and Philly, East Coast versus West Coast, chance to go to the World Series. I think that's going to be a real fun series to watch, and yes. I hope that's what we get because that's what America deserves right there. And if they can't make it, F it. Just throw the Mets in there. F it.
Wow, no one wants the Mets in there.
But, yeah, dude, so there you go. There's your MLB talk, and, yeah, I expect more on SB baseball and whatnot. And I've been trying to go live and keeping up with all this and posting a weekly update, but I take a couple weeks off. But with it being postseason, we'll throw some more content out there, maybe go live and things like that. So, but October baseball is here, baby. I'm here for it.
So you mentioned the Diamondbacks earlier and how they missed, and have you heard? So like the Diamondbacks are talking about, hey, look, one of the biggest mistakes we made was giving Jordan Montgomery all that money. Looking back on the season, giving him all that money, that's one of the biggest mistakes we made. And this was posted out there on Twitter. And then of course, our boy Trevor Bauer had to respond to that. And he responded with, could have signed a Cy Young winner for league minimum instead. And shrugging shoulders emoji. Like
he just won I think MVP down in the Mexico League.
Yeah, they won the Mexico League. His team won the Mexico League. He won the MVP. Just bitched insane. Like
it is what it is, man. It is what it is. But yeah, no, I they're absolutely correct. League minimum. We talked about it all season. I think that's one of our most watched videos. On YouTube when it comes to the SB Baseball podcast. Every time we talked about Trevor Bauer, it popped up every single time, and everybody just they all weigh in on it. You know what I mean? Everybody weighs in on it, and it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, he has a serious case against being blackballed in the league and treated unfairly.
If he doesn't find his way on a team next year, that's just come on.
Yeah,
like
dude,
he should have been on the team this year.
Yeah,
like I would have loved to have him on my Tigers.
Yep.
As great as we are right now, and here's the thing: we're the youngest team in baseball. The oldest player on our team is 28. We don't have anybody over the age of 28 on the team.
Damn.
It's all youngins just going out there and just they're doing it. They don't know they're not supposed to be doing this, right?
Yeah,
they don't know. Oh, yeah, you got a 0.2% chance of making the playoffs. It's time for you to kind of slack off a little bit. And they're like, nah, I think we're just going to keep winning.
I kept talking about it too because the Rangers went from like 0.2, 0.02, 0.1 or whatever, and I was like, but you're going to run out of time if you don't get after it. And that's how the Cardinals, when the Cardinals beat the Rangers in the World Series in I think 2010 or 2011, whatever it was it 09 and then 2010, whatever it was, they had that they came in like the Detroit Tigers. They had a 0.2% chance of making it in August, turned on the Jets, made it to the playoffs. Won the World Series.
Yeah.
So, real quick, I don't know if you said it or not. What's your World Series prediction? Give me the teams that are in it and who's winning it all.
I told you Tigers and the Dodgers.
Who's winning it all?
The Tigers.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to that's your MLB talk. Going to flip over to the National Football League. We will make our picks at the end of the show, but let's just real quick touch on the rankings, okay? We'll speed round it, but if you got something to say or whatever, just chime in.
Yeah.
We'll start with the AFC East. Bills 3-1, Jets 2-2, Patriots 1-3, Dolphins 1-3. Any comments, concerns?
Jets aren't as good as their 2-2 record, and Bills might not be as good as their 3-1. I don't know. Maybe they just had a bad week, right? It's just 1 week.
It's just 1 week. They look exposed. They look so exposed.
Yeah.
AFC West, quite kind of a soft division, but looks better than it usually does. Chiefs are 4-0, Chargers 2-2, Broncos 2-2, Raiders 2-2.
Chiefs are the worst 4-0 team in the league.
No doubt. No doubt at all, man.
And Rashee Rice is going to be out for a while. Of course, you already lost Hollywood for probably the entire year. One thing I was talking to a lot of people before the game this week, and a lot of people were asking my opinion on Xavier Worthy, and I just said I think the guy's just going to get better as the season goes on. Because some people are like, "Hey, should I trade him? Should I get rid of him?" I was like, "No, hold on to him." And now with Rashee Rice going down, I think that does nothing but help Xavier Worthy's stock in fantasy football.
Absolutely, he's dynamic. But real quick on another question, another side note, now that Rashee Rice is hurt, does the NFL come down and just go ahead and suspend him?
No, because they can't. Because there's no conviction yet, and that's the whole reason why. Because the case hasn't. There's no.
Well, didn't they just suspend somebody for code of conduct or whatever? Vaughn
Miller. I heard it was for code of conduct, but I didn't hear anything about it, so I don't know what.
Yeah.
What led to it, like what his whole situation is, to be honest with you.
Okay. We can talk more about it.
And it's not even here on the top stories on NFL.
Okay. I figure they just go ahead and say, all right, you're suspended for the next 4 games, buddy. But he's hurt anyways. He's not going to play. AFC North, Steelers 3-1, Ravens 2-2, Browns and Bengals are 1-3.
I mean, the Bengals still got a chance because of who's in their division.
Oh.
Right.
Well, I mean, this is actually the toughest division in, like, not currently, but last year they were the only division that had everyone above 500. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's like, some people say that, but it's like, well, the history there is, even like last year, no. So, it's a tough division.
Do you feel good about the Steelers at 3-1?
Man, it's weird, right? I told you when he went over there, here we go. He's gonna start. I was like, they're not gonna start Russ. They're gonna start Justin, and he can do both, right? I mean, you're about to see him tee off on the Dallas Cowboys, man. I'm like, oh my God, that's gonna be the biggest eye-opening game of the season. So, who's gonna win the division? How about that?
I'm still gonna take the Bengals to win that division.
Not the Ravens,
even at 1-3. I don't know, man. Like,
the Ravens have scored the most points in the division at 106. They've given up the second most at 88 points. The Bengals have given up 104 points. They're -2 on the points scored versus points allowed.
I don't think they can keep the running up like they have been. And at some point in time, they got to get that pass game going, which means Mark Andrew has to get going. Isaiah Likely, Zay Flowers, all those guys need to get going.
Yeah.
But I also feel like you're one Derrick Henry injury away from things not going so great over there.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got a lot of tread on those tires right now.
Yeah, no, he's running out of tread. A lot of miles on those tires, not a lot of tread
on those tires. Yeah, not so much tread. You can't stick a coin in there and see Lincoln's head, or you can see Lincoln's head.
You can see Lincoln's head. Yeah, you can see Lincoln's head.
So I don't know.
All good.
The Bengals have to figure it out at some point in time, right? I don't know.
They will. They're too talented, I think. But
maybe
they lose.
I need to listen to Pete and be like, yeah, no, they've let me down too many times. I love how the Charlie Hustle documentary starts with the Rams and the Bengals Super Bowl, and he's sitting there and he's talking all this good stuff about Joe Burrow and he's a winner and he's a blah blah blah. He goes, and I bet on the Rams.
I mean, was it Trent Williams or whoever? Their offensive lineman. I can't even think of his name right now because I'm like 5 beers deep, but. Yeah, he went down. He's done for the season. You know what I mean? Their offensive line is not getting any better. I think it's just going to be a rough year for the Bengals. Even though Joe Burrow's back, it's like you finished in second or third. I think the Ravens might win this. And obviously the Steelers are putting up some type of fight. And they have a super easy schedule. Moving on to the South, you got AFC South. The Texans are 3-1, Colts 2-2, Titans 1-3, and the Jags have not won a game yet. What do you think about all that?
If Anthony Richardson is out for an extended period of time, give me the Colts to win that division. Joe Flacco is going to keep the magic going, right? He's got a lot of talent around him. At Texans, I feel like the Texans are taking a little bit of a step back this year.
They seem to be, but they're still pulling out wins.
CJ Stroud he's not the guy he was last year.
Yeah, he's having a tough time.
He's a little bit tougher time.
Let me say this real quick before you finish off there. So the Texans are 3-1, right? They've scored 79 points. They've given up 94.
Yeah.
The Titans are 1-3. They've scored 79 points and given up 90. Dude, it's sometimes shit doesn't make sense. Like, and then the Jags are in.
Wins and they get blown out.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, the Jags are in complete disarray. I don't know what's going on out there. Like, it's just bonkers.
Peterson's getting fired out there. Like,
he has to be.
He completely ruined Trevor Lawrence. Like,
yeah,
I don't get it. Everything they were a good team not that long ago.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, no, we suck. Oh no, we suck again.
Let's flip over to NFC East, or flip over to NFC, and we'll talk about the East first. Commanders are in 3. They're 3-1, top of the division. Cowboys and Eagles are 2-2. Giants are 1-3. I mean, Commanders are winning this thing, right?
Give me the Commanders. Yeah. I talk about, not everyone here gets all of the fancy football content. If not, guys, go check it out. But I've been talking Jane Daniels up for the last 3 weeks. The kid looks really good. He's playing great ball. They're just kind of setting them up to succeed there, and they're having a lot of fun. Like they caught this last week. I think it was like Jane Daniels looked over at Terry McLaurin. He's like, "Hey, how much fun is this?" He goes, "Dude, this is a lot of fun." And McLaurin's been a part of a lot of bad football there with Washington. Brian Robinson's looked really good. Just a young team that they're doing something, and what they do well. The Cowboys were kind of the team that was kind of picked to kind of win that division. They're not good against, and they're going to be without Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence for a little while. Is not going to help them because they've got Detroit coming up next week, and you're not telling me that Detroit team's not going to run all over that Dallas team. Plus, they're looking for payback from last year because of the blown call by the ref that cost them the game, right? When
they were trying to get a little too funny. The like three linemen ran over there. Like, I'm reporting. I'm reporting.
There was only one guy reported, but
funny news though. Somewhat, the Commanders are the only team above. They have a plus on the plus. They have a plus on the points for points against. Everyone else is sub. I mean, like 97 and 104, 86 and 96, 60. It's just terrible division. Like, it's god awful. But the Commanders look good. I mean, they look like a team that can make a run in the playoffs.
They look good. Nick Sirianno's going to get canned in Philly. That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, and you could see two coaches getting canned. Honestly, I could see Mike McCarthy getting canned, and I could see Sirianno getting canned. And hey, while we're at it, why not even Dable too? If they just keep losing, right? Although that's not necessarily on him because just Daniel Jones just isn't that good, and they're calling the plays and he's just not making them.
Yeah.
So,
all right, moving on to the West: Seahawks 3-1, Niners 2-2, Cardinals and Rams are 1-3. What's your thoughts on this division?
I don't like that division.
No,
I mean, Stafford's got to get Nakua and Cup back, and he's got to get them back quick because he needs the help. Without those guys there, it's not looking good. He's got a bunch of just kind of dudes there that getting him the ball. But I mean, the 49ers they've kind of looked exposed. They haven't been that great this year, sitting there at 2-2. The Seahawks always just kind of look good right now. They always find a way to be good. They got a decent receiving core out there. Good run game with Kenneth Walker. And, if he's out, Zach Charbonnet filled in really well. Pretty decent defense. I think the 49ers still figure something out and pull this division out. But the Rams, which was a lot of people's darling this year, a lot of people were picking the Rams to go deep. Some people were picking the Rams to go to the Super Bowl this year. They're not. I don't know that they make the playoffs this year with the way things are going over there in that division for them. Excuse me. And the Cardinals are who we thought they were, right? 1-3, -10. They're not good. Cardinals just aren't a good team. Kyler Murray's not a good quarterback. I hope we could start figuring that out and just moving on and stop with all this. Oh, but Kyler Murray's back this year. We were excited when Kyler Murray went down because you're like, oh, maybe they could get a good quarterback in there now. But no, they can't.
Yeah. Moving on to the North, your favorite division, NFC North. Vikings are 4-0, Lions 3-1, Bears and Packers 2-2. What are we thinking?
So yeah, I mean the Vikings look really good. Kyler Murray should have gone to the MLB. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I just don't think he just doesn't have it out there in Arizona. Yeah. I mean, Vikings, Lions, Bears. I think they're the only teams that don't scare me in this division.
The Packers don't scare me. Jordan Love's looked awful so far this year in the 2 games he's played in.
Well, one is coming off an injury. He almost tore his ACL, dude.
Okay. He didn't get hurt until the last drive of the game, the first game. He didn't look good in the first game, okay? So don't be like, oh, injury. Well, he didn't get hurt till the end of the freaking game. So all that crappiness that he looked like in the first part of the game, pre-injury. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't believe in the Packers. That's all there is to it. I don't believe in the Bears. The Bears are just at 2-2. They're nowhere near as good as that record is. Caleb just looks He's freaking out. He's panicking. He has no time. It's just not good.
I'm a Jacko beer now.
Yeah. The lines are going to come out on top of this division. That's all there is to it.
You think
They're
so?
starting to click. They're starting to click. Last week, I mean, they just looked great. Jared Goff, 18 for 18, perfect. 0 incompletions. Amon-Ra St. Brown looked great passing the ball back there. Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, and they're working those two like perfectly, right? It doesn't matter who they put back there. They're getting the yards. They rotate them out. They're both getting red zone carries. Detroit's just gonna. I think Detroit's gonna end up walking away with this division. The Vikings will be up there, but the Vikings aren't going to win the division.
And we'll see, man. Oh my God, it's a fun one for sure. And then you got the NFC South, the Bucks 3-1, Falcons and Saints 2-2. The Panthers are 1-3.
I think at the end of the day, the Falcons figure something out. There's just too much talent there, and
a lot of talent in Tampa Bay.
Yes.
Like all of a sudden, the South is a kind of, I'm not saying stacked division, but there's a lot of talent running around. Saints have figured some stuff out. The Falcons are kind of teetering, but they got a ton of talent. They brought Cuzzo's down there, and then Baker's
he's still recovering
balling
from the injury too, right?
Yeah,
he's still kind of recouping from that.
Oh, it's in his head.
But I think he's looking a little bit better week in and week out, getting more comfortable with the receivers there and all that. They got to figure something out with Bijan. They got to figure out a way to run him better. They haven't been as good at the run this year as they have been in years past, which is a little bit disappointing. But I think the Falcons figure something out. I think the Falcons win this division, but I think it will be close with them and the Bucks. I really do think it'll be close with the two of them.
I'll say this: everyone kind of thought Carolina Panthers were going to finish dead last this year with the change at quarterback with Andy Dalton. They don't make the playoffs, I don't think, but they make it where they're middle of the road. You know what I mean? Like he's going to at least get them to be 500 or like say one game under or one game over 500, right? I mean, the Giants look terrible. The Rams are falling under control or out of control. The Cardinals are flailing. The Dolphins suck. The Patriots suck. You know what I mean? Like Jags are unbelievable. The Titans suck. I just don't think that the Panthers will finish dead last. That's what I'm saying.
Well, here's what I think. I think you're going to get a little bit of almost like a Josh Dobbs effect here at the beginning with them, and they'll come out of the gates pretty hot. But then Andy Dalton's old; his age is going to start to show.
Joe Flacco's old, but they can at least keep you in the middle and not be terrible, right? He's better than Bryce Young. He's better than Daniel Jones. He's better. You know what I mean? Like, and. Unfortunately, like say you take a look at the NFC, you got Kyler out there running around crazy. The Rams suck right now. Their offensive line's decimated. They've just got problems. They're all their offensive players are hurt except for Stafford, and somehow he's not hurt. Like shit.
Yeah. Lisa, my crystal ball says that Kirk Cousins gets injured in the next 3 weeks and is done for the season.
Oh, don't put that kind of evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
I don't.
I hope not, because I got a lot of stock in the Falcons this year in fantasy.
We were high on them. All preseason. We bought into the shit, man. I need those stocks to go.
I did, man. We got to start cashing some checks here because it's not going so well right now.
Yeah.
You really put me in a bind here.
Let's go ahead and finish the show off with some picks. We'll do the picks, and I got the coin right here.
They can win without Cousins. We'll see.
I don't know about that. They didn't win without him before.
We'll see what Penix can do, right?
Oh, that's what he's banking on. Penix Jr.?
Yeah. I don't know what else he'd be banking on.
All right.
That's their backup there. So recap from last week. Last week was a little bit of a rougher week for myself. I was 2-3 last week. You were 3-2.
Bam.
But the coin won at 4-1.
The coin knows, man. The coin knows. So overall for the season, I am 11-9 currently. You are 8-12, and the listeners / the coin are 14-6. The coin plays, man, and the listeners know. They know. They frickin' know.
A freaking no for sure. So we'll get into it. Let's
All right.
I'll let you kick things off.
So this is going to represent the home team. This is the away team.
All right.
Okay. So it doesn't matter, but this is home. This is away. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Cowboys, Steelers, minus 2.5. Cowboys are getting 2.5 here.
Are they in Pittsburgh? Or are they in Dallas?
They are in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, please. I'll take the Steelers, please.
What's the coin take?
All right, let's see what we got here. You ready?
Yeah.
Home team.
They're taking the Cowboys. All right.
Wait. Oh, that's away. That's away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
away. That's away.
That's away.
I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to run all. No Micah, no DeMarcus, no Brandon Cooks. I mean, every time you turn around, you got to know in front of somebody's name. They're the Cowboys right now. Just the Steelers, and the Steelers' defense is good, right?
It's not bad.
A pretty damn good defense.
Yeah, T.J. Watt's going to get after Dak's ass.
Yeah, it's going to be eating that number 2 hole up all day.
Jesus.
Next up, we got the Bills traveling to Houston to play the Texans. The Bills are -1. Give me the Bills to rebound and take this one.
All right, let me get the coin ready. Let's see what we got.
What's the coin got? All right, they're going.
Texans.
No, Bills.
Oh, okay.
It's in Houston.
Well, that is the home team, right? No, it's a away team. Sorry.
That's the away team.
Yeah,
you said that last time too.
I know. Yeah, Bills, they got to rebound, right? Like, they can't. Do the Bills suck that bad? If they lose this week, the answer is yes. They do suck this bad. They're going to cost me more money. I'm just going to.
Why don't you just stay away from the Bills this week, okay?
No, if I don't bet on the Bills, how will I not be annoyed as shit on Sunday?
You've got plenty of other bets you can lose on, okay? Don't act like that's the only thing that you're losing on, okay? All right. Next up, the Ravens are traveling to the jungle to play the Bengals. The Bengals are getting 2.5 at home.
I don't think that's enough. But you know what? They're coming back. Give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals. I'm making a run. I'm so begrudgingly saying yes. Fine. All right. Ooh, big bet for a big man.
Okay. I was thinking Bengals until you picked them. I'm just going to be honest with you on this one.
I know.
And so now I'm going to go with the Ravens because
I'm the cooler man.
Yeah.
I am the cooler.
Yeah, I don't feel good. I don't. As soon as you said Bengals, and you were very convinced about your Bengals pick. Not quite like Bengals in the Super Bowl, where I think you predicted them to win like 40-2 or something like that. But
they could have. The refs got in the way. They could have done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up,
fucking refs.
We got the Panthers traveling to Chicago to play the Bears. The Panthers are getting 4 points. I'm taking the Panthers in the points.
Taking the Panthers straight up. All right, coin time.
Yeah, they are taking the Bears.
Panthers for me, please.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Panthers.
You get all penisy when you start talking at first, and then normally you kind of change your mind sometimes.
It turtles up on me every so often.
You're like, oh, wait, nope, I got an innie, not an outie. Last up, we got the Bucks traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. The Bucks are getting 1.5.
Wow. Dude, I don't know. Like, this is a tough one. Is it my pick or yours?
It's your pick.
My pick?
Your pick.
Buccaneers, thank you.
The worst damn Buccaneers team. What's the coin say? They're going with the Bucks. Bucks buddies. I'm going with the Falcons on this. I just got done talking about how I think the Falcons are going to win that division, and if you're going to win that division, you got to win this. You got to win this game against the Bucks. So, give me the and 1.5. That's not enough to sway me either way.
Yeah, no,
right.
You're talking money line at this point.
Yeah. So give me the Falcons to win. So.
Nice. Maybe that half a point will come into play. Who knows?
Maybe not. I don't know, man. But that's. Oh, real quick, we got a birthday shout out.
Ooh.
Shout out to Jay. Happy birthday, Jay.
I'm glad you remembered. Yeah, I'm glad you remembered because I'm like, hopefully he's out having a good time.
Right?
You know?
Should be. I think he's in town.
We were going to do maybe a quick little beer chug or something for him later, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll do a Patreon chug for his birthday.
Milwaukee gets their first playoff win. So Milwaukee won tonight. After entering 8th inning in team history, they were 0-26. Holy shit. Ooh. Nice. That's tough stuff right there.
We already covered that. The Braves are battling back. That's 5-4 now.
Ooh, buddy.
Top of the eighth, 5-4 Padres right now.
What was I going to tell you? Hold on real quick before we get out of here. Not that anybody's listening here.
There's people listening.
Around the world. No, it was just some events going on this weekend as far as, so Oktoberfest is still going on. Raw & Sons has October Beer Social Run Walk. It's like $30 per person. Armor Brewing, which I haven't been to. I'd like to go up there. It's up in Allen. It's their 1-year anniversary, Fall Idol. They're having Oktoberfest. Starts at 11. They got to have Stein Holding and more, competitions and whatnot.
I think this is the first year they've done Oktoberfest, if I remember correctly. They haven't done Oktoberfest in years past.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it. Fort Brewery and Pizza over in Fort Worth. They're doing Fort Oktoberfest, live music, keg rolling, pretzels, pretzel toss, Stein hoisting, and more. Glen Echo, that's over in Wiley. They're doing Oktoberfest. And Oak Cliff Brewing, Oktoberfest. All these are getting started like 11, man. That's kind of early, but, I'm here for it. Division over in Arlington, Oktoberfest as well. Oak Highlands Brewing. They start at 12, though. Division and Oak Highlands, they start at 12, along with Peticolas. All of them have their Oktoberfest going on. Southern Roots down in Waxahachie, Oktoberfest, along with, Four Bullets Brewing. Their 6th annual beer and donuts event, Shipley Donuts, benefiting Duck Team 6 Street Dog Rescue. Cool.
Okay.
There you go.
That's a mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, buddy?
I think that's all, man. I'm good. We're good. I got to get out of here. Get this woman tossing and turning over. I got to give her some more drugs or something or go outside. One of the two.
All right. Well, good luck with either one of those. But you know what, guys? Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. And hey, don't forget, we do now have a free side of our Patreon now where we post one video a week on there. Go check it out. Subscribe. Patreon.com/Strikeout Beer. As well as check out all the action we got going over there on SB Fantasy Football over there on YouTube. We go live twice a week from there at least. Tons of shorts, other content, all that fun stuff. What's up, Whiskey? Cheers, Nutsack. But you know what, guys? It's been a lot of fun. The pleasure is all on this side of the table. As always, I'm Alan.
I'm RD.
Hey, fuck those Astros. We'll talk to you later. Deuces.